Hi everyone, Adam here from Sharing Minds. This month, we've been talking a lot about falling in love with change. So this week, I've got a special guest. I have Owen, our lead from change management, and we're going to break open change. We're going to talk a little bit about the why, we're going to figure out the how, and give you guys a little bit of insight into how we think and start to help you with change. So Owen, let's talk a little bit about change. What's your personal experience with change, and how did you get passionate about change management?
Well, after working from the technical side and rolling out a few different IT-based projects, I found that they weren't as successful as they could have been. So after looking at why they weren't successful, I realized that there's another aspect of the project management and the technical journey that these projects were undertaking, and that was the people side. And so from when I started to look from the people side, I was like, there's a whole change management piece here, and there's this whole organizational change approach that large organizations are applying. And I looked at how can we then take that large approach and apply it to these small IT-based projects.
So now we understand a little bit about the why of change management, but now let's figure out some of the value. How does change management help?
Well, the way to understand how it helps is actually look at how an IT project is delivered. And in its delivery, there are three main players. The first player is the project manager. The project manager looks after timelines, speaks to the project, does
Very important to the project.
Absolutely. The financial check-ins, the timeline, keeps that all in line. Then you've got the second player, which is the actual technology itself, where you've got your IT part of the project team. They're talking their IT speak, they're talking about configurations and what that means for the technology itself. Then you've got the third player, which is the people side, or the end users, that are actually going to be the ones that will go from their current state into the future state. And what normally doesn't happen is the conversation about what that transition from the current state to the future state actually means for those end users.
Yes.
So from a change management perspective, when we're looking at these projects, we are the voice of the people. We look at what that transition is going to be. We understand the technology. With an organization that does change from a technical perspective, we understand, okay, what that configuration actually means, and we translate that into what the people need to know from a communication perspective and a training perspective. Because a lot of the time, the biggest change that's going to happen is, how do I use this new technology?
So with that understanding, what we now want to think about from the Sharing Minds context, how is it that we frame success in change management for the clients that we work with?
When we look at a project, we frame the success of the change by the end user's experience. And when we're looking at the experience, there's two main aspects. The first aspect is the project itself. The project team, the delivery mechanisms that we push out, and to sum it up in one word, we aim from a change management perspective to implement it effortlessly, so that the project and the IT team can get in and get what needs to be delivered without having to worry about the end users themselves. The other aspect is the end user's experience. And what we try to do, and what we are very successful at delivering, is business continuity. So no matter what the change actually is, on the day that they're cut over or that they've been delivered the new technology, they're able to continue their normal business activities.
That's awesome. Is there anything you can talk to us about, Owen, around some of the experiences in real life that have helped you to frame that success and get those outcomes?
Yes, recently we've been doing a lot of work in the Skype for Business to Microsoft Teams transition, which is, again, a communication tool, moving to a communication tool, where you wouldn't expect there to be much change going on. However, what we see is it's not just moving from communication to communication tool. We're moving from a communication to a collaboration tool with lots of new features and functions. And a lot of those features and functions, with the right amount of training, you can get people up and going using the new tool, not just the normal way that they use it, but they use it a lot more effectively because they're taking advantage of a lot of the great new features in the Microsoft Teams environment.
So Owen, you've got a business or an upcoming technical project that you want to get started on. So from a change management, how do we start thinking about, or our clients start thinking about, what they need to do in order to come and talk to us about change?
When we're looking at change, or any IT-based project, they need to start thinking about what is the actual impact of what they're trying to do. If it's changing a software or changing an application, what does that mean for the end users? And if there is a change there, what training and communication are they going to wrap around that change? And who's actually going to deliver and spend time to develop that comms, to develop that training material, to support what change is going to be implemented?
So hopefully what you found today is a little bit about change management, a little bit how to get started with change management, and a little bit about how Sharing Minds can help you fall in love with your change project. If you'd like to know more, then go and check out our website and check out our Fall in Love with Change section. It's been great having Owen with us this week, knowing about change. I'll catch you next time, guys.